Whether you've moved across the country or across the street, we want to welcome you to the Charlotte area. I'm Bob Inman, and I've been part of this community for more than 20 years.
And I'm Lisa Cooley. Like many of you, I recently moved here, and I found the people and places in this area to be warm, friendly, and inviting.
I'm Madeline Mcfadden. As you get settled in, I know you'll share my experience of genuine welcome and warmth. The people of this area are wonderful.
I'm meteorologist Eric Thomas. Each weeknight, I'll tell you what kind of weather to expect. You'll find the winters here fairly mild, the springs long and delightful, the summers invigorating, and the falls filled with spectacular colors.
And I'm Paul Cameron. You'll find that the sports and recreation opportunities in this area are second to none. Each weeknight, I'll keep you up to speed on the sports events and the scores. From high schools to the pros, sports are great here in the Carolinas.
It's hard to believe, but this intersection of Trade and Tryon, known as the Square, was once the intersection of two Indian trading paths. Now it's the center of bustling uptown action in North Carolina's largest city and the largest metropolitan area between Washington and Atlanta. Let me give you a quick historical rundown of the Charlotte area. Many people don't know that this city is more than 200 years old, and North Carolina was founded more than 400 years ago. To curry favor with King George III, the early settlers named it after his queen, Charlotte, and made the name of their county Mecklenburg, after the German province where she was born. That's why you'll hear some references to Charlotte Mecklenburg when people refer to a government body that covers both the city and the county. That's also why you'll hear Charlotte referred to as the Queen City. We like to think every visitor here is a royal guest. This is Charlotte's surviving pre-revolutionary house, the Hezekiah Alexander Home Site and Historical Museum. It's all that's left from those booming days when the area's first settlers came here in the 1730s. They were Scotch-Irish with a strong desire to be independent. This independent spirit blossomed in 1775 when local leaders created a form of government separate from British rule. They allegedly drafted the Mecklenburg Declaration of Independence, a full year before the famous one was drafted by the Continental Congress. During the Revolutionary War, Charlotte was largely untouched. But when the British captured Charleston in 1780, General Cornwallis' army occupied Charlotte in the fall, but only stayed 2.5 weeks. The hostile reception accorded the British general caused him to call the city a veritable nest of hornets. While Charlotte was founded as a farming community, few people realize that the nation's first gold rush was centered here, when a large vein of the precious metal was discovered at what is now the Reed Gold Mine at some 25 miles outside the city. This area was the nation's leading gold producer for some 50 years. In fact, there was so much gold that a branch of the U.S. Mint was set up here in 1836. That same building, renovated and relocated, is now one of the South's premier art museums. The only remaining vestige of the gold is its collection of gold coins. The Civil War never really touched Charlotte, although in 1862 the Confederate Naval Yard was moved from Norfolk to Charlotte because it was considered less vulnerable. The city also became a treatment center for the war wounded. And Sherman's famous march bypassed Charlotte in favor of Fayetteville. After the Civil War, Charlotte was the center of a major cotton-producing region. As we entered the 20th century, the banking and insurance industries found this a nice place to do business. In the 30s, Charlotte became the state's largest city. So you can see that your new city has a rich historical tradition to build a future on. Now here's Lisa Cooley with a look at what's in store for you in modern-day Charlotte.
Thanks, Bob, and in store is the right term. I'm here in just one of a number of large shopping malls which serve the Charlotte area. And if your motto is to shop till you drop, then you'll be glad to know that there are literally thousands of places to shop in this area. Throughout our viewing area, you can take your pick from nationally known prestige stores to little hole-in-the-wall outlet shops. And you should know that this is the area where outlet shops got their start. But if you have to shop, then you also must have a place to live. And Charlotte has wonderful neighborhoods, ranging from this turn-of-the-century neighborhood called 4th Ward to easy and elegant living on one of the nearby man-made lakes. If you haven't already chosen a place, any of our area real estate companies will be glad to assist you. It's been said that you can find a church on almost any corner in Charlotte. With over 600 churches, Charlotte ranks second worldwide to Edinburgh, Scotland, as having the most churches per person. You can take your choice, ranging from Protestantism to Judaism to Greek Orthodox to the Electronic Church. In fact, the Reverend Billy Graham was born here, and Charlotte is the national headquarters of the AME Zion Church. There are several more denominations with district offices here as well. Area churches offer a wide range of concerts, cultural opportunities, classes, and daycare. Education is also a very high priority in our area in that we have 18 institutions of higher learning here. The University of North Carolina at Charlotte has been nationally recognized as one of the top 10 schools of its size. So has Central Piedmont Community College, rated as one of the top 5 community colleges in the nation. It serves over 50,000 students a year who learn everything from adult basic education to welding and culinary arts. And Davidson College, over 150 years old, ranks 5th in the nation in the number of Rhodes Scholars, is home to some 1,500 students from across the nation and around the world. Founded in 1867, Johnson C. Smith University is one of the nation's oldest and most respected black colleges. It serves some 1,300 students and offers degrees in 26 fields. It also has cooperative programs with Duke, Davidson, and Howard University. Add to that list Queens, Barbara Scotia, Belmont Abbey, Wingate, Winthrop, Gaston, and York colleges, and you have a tremendous range of educational opportunities. But there's more to this area than living and working. Here with a look at some of the area attractions is my co-anchor, Madeline Mcfadden.
Thanks, Lisa. You know, the Charlotte area is filled with attractions, things to do, places to go. You can start here in Uptown at Discovery Place. This is one of the nation's premier hands-on science museums, a place where thousands come every week. At Discovery Place, you can see science at work, and you can sit in the country's largest Omnimax theater and enjoy thrilling movies. Across the street is a Spirit Square Center for the Arts. Once the home of First Baptist Church, it features 4 art galleries and 3 performance theaters, where plays and musical shows are held throughout the year. This beautifully restored former church now houses the Afro-American Cultural Center, including an art gallery, theater, resource center, and educational center. The Mint Museum, one of the South's finest, is housed in the former Mint building. Its collections feature life-size portraits of Queen Charlotte, as well as one of America's premier collections of pottery and porcelain. Special exhibits, lectures, films, festivals, and other activities are always going on. Paramount Carowinds is located right on the border of North and South Carolina, mere minutes from uptown. This 83-acre theme park features 30 exciting rides, major concerts and shows, camping and shopping. The park's season runs from mid-March through October. The Blockbuster Pavilion, located 11 miles from uptown, offers world-class concerts in an outdoor amphitheater where they say people can see the stars under the stars. But if culture is your special interest, then you want to be sure to take in the Center for the Performing Arts. It's located in Uptown at the Nation's Bank Building. Designed by internationally known architect Caesar Pelli, it houses performances by such groups as the Charlotte Symphony, the Carolina Opera, and Broadway road shows. But you don't necessarily have to spend a lot of money to have fun. We have a full calendar of special events each year which draw people from as far away as Atlanta. These events include First Night New Year's Eve celebration in Charlotte's Uptown, the Charlotte Observer Marathon, Spring Fest, the Charlotte Pops in the Park, the Family 4th of July celebration, Jazz Charlotte, Festival in the Park, the Greek Yazoo Festival, the Southern Women's Show, the Shrine Bowl game, and a singing Christmas tree. For more information, call the Visitors Information Center at 331-2700. One of the best things about living in this part of the Carolinas is the great weather. With more on that, here's meteorologist Eric Thomas.
Thanks, Madeline. You know, this part of the country really does have some great weather. The monthly averages for the temperatures range from a low of 42 degrees in January to a high of 78 in July. Now, we also have 4 distinct seasons a year here. And because we're so close to the mountains, we're actually sheltered from those major winter storms that move across the country. And those other major storms out over the Atlantic, such as Hurricane Hugo, although they're rare, we still have great technology here to track them when they do appear. Now, while I'm talking about the air, I've just got to brag a little on our airport. The new Charlotte Douglas International Airport opened in 1982 and is one of the fastest growing airports in the nation. It's ranked 21st nationally and 33rd worldwide in total passenger traffic. With more than 500 flights a day, we have a world-class airport serving a world-class city. And as the realtors say, location is everything. And Charlotte has a great location. We're only 2 hours from the mountains, which offer great skiing in the winter as well as great camping in the summer. And we're only about 4 hours from the beaches. It is a great opportunity for many recreational possibilities right here in Charlotte. And a great part of recreation is sports. Here now is Paul Cameron, WBTV Sports Director, with more on that.
Thanks, Eric. Sports in Charlotte comes in all sorts of shapes and sizes, and all of them are great. You can take your pick of NBA basketball, college hoops, and pigskin games from top local schools or the Atlantic Coast Conference. We also have AAA minor league baseball, soccer, track, sailing, and, of course, stock car racing. The Charlotte Motor Speedway is home to major NASCAR races twice a year in May and October. Racing fans follow all the moves of their favorite drivers as they take their awesome autos around the country. The NBA Charlotte Hornets have been filling the 25,000-seat Charlotte Coliseum for every home game since they first tipped off in 1988. The Coliseum is also the site of many exciting college games, including those from the University of North Carolina here at Charlotte. But the Coliseum doesn't have a corner on all the sports excitement. You can take yourself and your family out to the old ball game at Knights Castle, home of the AAA minor league team, the Charlotte Knights. They provide summertime action in a beautiful park. And if golf is your thing, there's always the PGA Senior Tour Payne Weber Invitational each summer. It's hosted by golf great Arnold Palmer and played on the Par 72 Piper Glen Championship course. That's only one of thousands of golf courses within hours of Charlotte. So, no matter how you score it, the Charlotte area is a great place for sports, and we'll be right here covering them for you.
Now, to wind things up, here's a special recipe from Barbara McKay.
Thank you, Bob. And to those of you watching, welcome to Charlotte and the Carolinas. Did you know that there are more turkeys in North Carolina than any other state? Don't start worrying about your neighbors. I'm talking about real turkeys, and they're not just for Thanksgiving anymore. They're for anytime you're looking for a low-calorie, low-fat, high-protein entree. Just an interesting little food fact from North Carolina, but I share all kinds of recipes and cooking tips from everywhere, every day, Monday through Friday, on WBTV News at Noon. For example, here's a pasta primavera, which combines pasta and fresh vegetables in a creamy sauce with a hint of garlic and fresh herbs. A minted melon salad makes a refreshing side dish. Refrigerator brand muffins are moist and delicious, and yes, they are good for you. The batter can be made up to 6 weeks ahead of time. You can cook them as needed to serve 2 or 22. For dessert, how about a strawberry pizza? Yeah, this clever pizza has a cookie crust, cream cheese sauce, and a topping of glazed sweet strawberries. I like to make cooking fun and interesting, and I'd like for you to join me for WBTV News at Noon.
There's a lot more we could tell you, but we're out of time now. So on behalf of all of us here at WBTV, we want to again welcome you to our home and invite you to join us here on WBTV News Channel 3 for the best in news and entertainment.